Hello, Talvani here, and I thought I'd just quickly share with you guys a pretty crazy strategy available to us in 3.17 Siege of the Atlas. As you can see here from the footage in the background, my goodness, it is strong. I was getting on average 100 to 150 Chayula splinters in every map, which is an entire breachstone or more guaranteed per map. However, I do want to preface this with a warning. As with all mapping strategies in PoE, market forces will probably ultimately drive the profit margins on this to close to break even. I could also even easily see parties or very strong solo players taking this strategy to extremes, causing it to be even unprofitable at lower levels of investment. So ultimately, your mileage may vary if you want to try out this strategy, so I would caution you to always double check the market prices before investing heavily into anything. Alright, so let's get into it. To set this up, we are going to be leveraging several new tools that are available to us in 3.17. The first tool in our arsenal is the new Atlas passive tree. We are going to be grabbing up most of the Breach Atlas passives on the tree, and if you had a strong enough build, I think we could probably even double dip into the Delirium passives and throw a bunch of Delirium orbs onto our maps, since we'll be juicing the number of mobs in the map to the extreme with all the breaches. I personally didn't do this as my build was only comfortably able to handle 20 to 60% Delirium, but it is an option. The second tool at our disposal is the new Itemized Sextant modifiers. If you go over to Kirak here, you can see that he will sell Surveyor's Compass for 1C each, and this is very similar to itemizing beasts with Einhar. In fact, you can make some mad profits just rolling and selling Sextant modifiers if you know what you're doing, but that's a topic for another video. In this strategy, we are going to be using two different itemized Sextants. The first and the most important is the new modifier, Breaches an area belong to Chayula. This is going to, as the name suggests, cause all of our breaches in our maps to roll Chayula, which is very good indeed, as the price of Chayula breachstones when I started doing this were 1.3x each. They have, however, fallen to 1x since then, and I expect them to keep dipping a bit as the league goes on, although prices may go up again mid to late league as the buying power of Chaos/Exalts goes down when compared to the Mirror. So once we have this Sextant, we're going to do everything we can in order to maximize the number of breaches per map, as more breaches equals more splinters equals more profit. This brings us to the second itemized Sextant we will be using. Area contains an additional breach. Regular Awakened Sextants can give you one breach, while the even more powerful Elevated Sextants give you access to 2 additional breaches. Alright, so as you can see just off of these 2 Sextants, our maps are going to have 2 guaranteed Chayula breaches. But you're probably thinking, hey wait, that's not many breaches. What can we do to get more than that? Well, that brings us to the third new tool we have at our disposal. 3.17 also introduced a new map enchantment similar to the old Area Contains a Blight encounter, except this one is Area Contains 1 to 5 additional breaches. So if you've got a map with 5 additional breaches as an enchant, we are up to a whopping 7 Chayula breaches in one map. And I will admit, I'm not exactly sure where this new map enchantment comes from, so if anyone can answer that down in the comment section, I would be all ears. Having 7 breaches in one map is absolute insanity, since each breach can give on average 10 splinters or more, and has the potential to spawn Chayula, who will always drop at least 20 splinters, and potentially even a full breachstone. However, there is one more obvious thing we can do to add even more breaches to our maps. Scarabs. Scarabs have always been pretty powerful tools, and this league is no exception. If you grab a winged breach scarab, you can add another 5 breaches to your map, bringing you up to a grand total of 12 guaranteed Chayula breaches. And the map can technically even spawn more than that as just a random chance. So altogether, we were looking at up to 12 breaches in one map that are all Chayula, and each breach averages out to be a minimum of 10 plus splinters, with opportunities for Chayula to spawn like we said, and thanks to the Atlas passive's gatekeepers and within their grasps, when Chayula boss does spawn, we are going to get a shit ton more splinters and breachstones. So without further ado, here's my final loot from the one map used in the footage and leveraging all these strategies. Admittedly, Chiula did drop a full breach stone, but when you're running 10 plus breaches a map, that's not even that uncommon. And you'll also notice I didn't even have maximum possible breaches, as the map I took only had 2 or 3 breaches rather than the maximum of 5. Anyway, I thought I'd take the time to share this incredible strategy with you guys. I'm sure this can be pushed even further with delirium mechanics and double dipping on Beyond to get insane amounts of currency. Thank you guys for watching, and if you enjoyed the video, be sure to hit that like button. Good luck with your league, take it easy, and I'll see you in the next one.